Hi, my name is Shingai. I run a small self care business where I sell candles, body butters, body oils, and wax melts. And today I'm going to be sharing the real mistakes I made when I first started. So if you're thinking of starting, you could avoid them. So I thought starting a small business was going to be calm, aesthetic, kind of easy, honestly. But I made a lot of mistakes. And if I could start over, I would do some things differently. The first mistake that I know that I made right off the bat is I did not study the market. For instance, I live in England, the UK. People in the UK, they don't tend to like body butters. They like shower products, things as whipped soap, um, sugar scrubs, and stuff like that. They're not really into body butters. But if, for instance, if it was the US market, a lot of people in the US are into body butters. They're really into it. And I thought, oh no, it should be the same with the UK, but actually it's not. I didn't do a lot of research. I just kind of jumped into it, bought supplies, and started making products. I didn't fully understand things like proper measurements, skincare safe ingredients, and candle curing times. These are things that I had to learn along the way. I tended to buy things that I thought would sell, things that are trendy, but initially that's not how it works. If you have an audience and if you know what they like, or if you do a little bit of market research, you tend to at least make the safe choices. But I didn't, and that led to a lot of waste of products and money as well. So um, the other mistake that I made, my second mistake that I made would be unpricing my products because I didn't know, and it was my first time properly doing it the right way. Because I've had other businesses, but I didn't do it the right way, like I was doing now. I definitely underpriced in the beginning. I was thinking if I made it cheaper, people will buy. And if I didn't factor in the materials, the time, the packaging, or even the profit. So I was working a lot and barely making anything. On top of not making sales, I just thought I didn't factor in a lot of things like the shipping that would cost when the raw materials come to me, and me when I finish the product, me shipping out the product. All those things are just things that you really have to factor in, and you really have to know your margin lines. You really have to put a spreadsheet and decide if you want a 20% margin line of your profit or not, depending on what type of product. You really don't want to be overpricing as well, because there will be other people who will be selling the same type of stuff. You just want to sort of like not go over the line, but try to compare yourself to the people that you're making the same type of product. For instance, if you were selling and if you were just starting out, you look at other this handmade products. If you were selling that type of product, and then you try to see to price your products within that same margin. The third mistake that I made was I bought way too many supplies, different scents, jars, oils, packaging, things I didn't need everything to look like a real business. But honestly, I should have started small and tested what actually sells. I could say in because I started in 2024, 2023 or 2024, sorry. I've rebranded so many times. I've changed my labels, what they look like. Initially, I always had pastel looking. I've always gravitated to pastel colors, but if anyone was to check and if they would go to if they were to go down way back on my pages, even on my Instagram or anywhere on TikTok, they will see that I've changed my label products so many times. I have rebranded myself so many times. It is um, just one of those things whereby, because you don't know what's going to sell and you see trendy products, you compare yourself to other small businesses, you tend to think, oh no, let me get this. For instance, I sell candles. For instance, I can tell you, people in this day and age, right now, as we speak, coffee candles, actually gel coffee candles are what's trendy right now. So if you were to make that right now, and if you were to sell it on Etsy, or even if you were to sell it on wherever you want to sell it, it would sell. I, at one point in time, because I wasn't getting any sales and stuff like that, I thought, oh no, I have the scents, because I do make gourmand scents and I do make food inspired candles. I thought, no, why don't I make gel candles as well? But looking at it in the long run, I wanted something that would have been sustainable, something that it would have been something that I would have to learn from scratch again, to start gel candles, start to learn how gel and other waxes work together, to get the scents right, testing, just so I could get money. So it's just one of those things whereby I I really had to think hard and stop myself, and to know that I can't cater to everyone as well. You really have to know that you can't cater to everyone, and you have to be able to accept that fact that, let me start off with 4 cents of whatever frequency was that I'm going to start, and then you make your product. It's going to be easier that way, and then you can gradually, add in other cents as time goes on, as seasons change, and so on and so forth. The fourth mistake, I tried to be perfect. I spent so much time trying to make everything perfect. Perfect labels, perfect branding, perfect products, and it slowed me down a lot. Because the truth is, you learn more by starting than by waiting for everything to be perfect. I, for instance, I tried to do with my labels with Every, but for the larger amount, I made my labels by myself. I cut them by hand and I print them by hand. But all that takes a toll on you, because I cannot count the number of times that I was burnt out because I felt like nothing was working out. I was just pouring into an empty cup. I was just posting and posting into a void. No one was seeing the products, no one was willing to buy. I was just, I wanted pretty labels. Then again, pretty products don't always sell. They has to have the product has to have a story. All that is just some of the mistakes that I did not see, that 1.5 years down the line I can see now. I thought if you had pretty packaging, definitely someone will take a look at it, but and want to sell. It's just one of those things that I didn't take into consideration. I also, the fifth mistake, going on to number 5, is I did not promote my business enough at the first. I would post once and expect sales, but I learned that consistency matters way more than perfection. People need to see the product multiple times before they buy from you. Like I said before, I was burnt out so much because I tried to spread myself across many platforms, whereas I could have just chosen one platform and tried to focus on it. And, you know, if a person sees that product once or twice, they're not really going to be intrigued. People usually say, for a person to be really intrigued and for them to really want to buy a product, they have to see that product, for instance, 9 times on their timeline. And 9 times on different days is a long time, is a lot of content to be making. a lot of content for you to be posting and to be consistent. And then for it to then convert into a sale, that takes a lot of hard work. So promoting and being consistent, you create your own type of consistency. That's whether it's posting 2 or 3 times a week. Also, it depends on what you're juggling. If you're just a person who is self-employed, it works well. But I work a part-time job. Not only that, I'm a mom, so my consistency will look different from other people who have other small businesses. So at the end of the day, in as much as I wanted my small business to be working, to for me to get sales, for everything to go viral, to boom, but that's not how it works. The other mistake that I made, number 6, comparing myself to others. I compared myself to other small businesses a lot, especially the ones that were growing faster, but I didn't see their journey, just their results. And that made me feel behind when really I was the one who was just starting. There are people who would have started, for instance, during COVID times. They started when everyone was at home, so everyone was on their phones and they had an audience. People were looking at their phones all day practically, and you gain sort of like some following. Whereas I started in 2024, and in 2024, everyone was back at work. Not everyone was stuck on their phone. Not everyone was going to be spending their time scrolling, in as much as we're in a digital era whereby everyone is almost an influencer or content creator. But it's definitely different now. What I would do differently, if I were to start over, I would start smaller. Definitely, um, I wouldn't go into many products. For instance, the body butters that I started, like I said, the UK is not too keen on body butters. If it was like a US audience, speaking from my side, they would be happy to buy body butters. I did this research because I saw it on Instagram. Many people who are into body butters, many people who are into lotions and stuff like that, or anything that smells gourmandy and stuff like that, it's usually in the US. Here they like shower products, for instance, the body butters, the bath bombs, the shower oils. If you were to do such stuff, they're really into it, or whipped soap. But for me, it would be taking a different route because I already have many products anyway. The next thing that I would do differently is I would focus on a few products. Also, price properly from the beginning to factor in everything so that at the end of the day, I still have money to buy inventory. I still have money to buy, you know, to buy the other supplies that you do, like polymers, the boxes, everything that you have to buy for you to be able to make the product complete and ship it out to the customer. And also to just stay consistent, create um a time, like for instance, because I filmed every other day, I would make one video and be okay with it and say, oh no, that's the video I'm going to post. I would batch record my videos. I think that would work better. Batch record and then you just edit them. After editing, you get to post, you've got content for the week. Just being consistent in that manner, I really had to ask myself, do I really want this or do I not want this? So recently, as of recent times, I just started waking up at 6 o'clock. I just thought I don't have enough time during the day because I'm a mom, one, first of all, and also I feel like I don't have enough time. So I just told myself I'll wake up an hour early before everyone. And if it's editing, I do that. And if it's posting something, I do that. It makes me feel calm. It makes me feel like I'm one step ahead, I'm working towards my goal. So that's one thing that I've been doing, waking up at 6 o'clock. And that for me shows, at least it shows me that I'm being consistent and, I'm putting my product out there. Um, and if you are starting a small business, just know mistakes are part of it. You're not doing anything wrong, you're just learning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay cozy.